Imagine opening your email and seeing your next specialist appointment has jumped to $1,000. Yes, one appointment. And it's happening more than you think. Today I'm breaking down why specialist fees in Australia are rising so fast and how it's affecting older Aussies, and most importantly, the steps that you can take to protect yourself. And stick with me, because later in the video I'll show you one government's program most people never use, but that can literally save you thousands. Veronica, a mum in Perth, opened an email from her son's paediatrician and had to read it twice. That 1 hour appointment, well, it jumped to $1,000, a 36% increase overnight. And she thought it was a mistake, but it wasn't. And what happened to her is a much bigger national problem, and one that hits older Australians the hardest. What we're seeing is specialists charging double the Medicare schedule fee in at least 80% of areas, with rheumatologists topping the list, with neurology and immunology not far behind. And out-of-pocket costs routinely hitting hundreds, if not thousands, per visit. And yes, we're going to unpack why this is happening and what you can do before your next appointment surprises you. And in a minute, I'll show you why bulk billing for specialists is so low and which states have the worst fees. So why are these fees exploding? Part of it comes down to decades-long training bottleneck. Australia simply hasn't trained enough specialists, especially in rheumatology, neurology and cardiology in regional areas. So, fewer specialists means longer waits. Longer waits means higher fees. Higher fees, people skipping care they urgently need. And many states aren't keeping up. For example, cardiology fees, highest in Western Australia, ACT and Queensland. Orthopedics, ACT, New South Wales and Queensland again. Bulk billing for specialists, much lower than you think. Now, GP visits are bulk billed around 77% most of the time. Specialist visits, only around 41% bulk billed. And in some states, it's under 20%. In a moment, I'll show you why private health insurance doesn't protect you from these fees, even though most people assume it does. Now, if you're over 60, the problem grows even bigger, because as we age, we are more likely to see a cardiologist, a rheumatologist, an endocrinologist, an ophthalmologist, sometimes all within the same month. And you can't just put it off the way some younger people do. Health issues at this stage don't wait politely. And here's the big shocker. Private health insurance does not cover out-of-hospital specialist consultation fees. So whether your specialist charges $250 or $950, the bill is yours. Meanwhile, Medicare only covers 85% of the schedule fee, and many specialists charge well above it. So for a $300 visit with a $150 schedule fee, you get $127.50 back, and you're left paying the $175.50. And this adds up fast, especially when you're seeing multiple specialists for chronic conditions. And in a minute, I'll show you the most underused Medicare program that can dramatically reduce these fees. But almost nobody knows they need to register for it. All right, let's talk solutions. You don't have to sit helplessly in front of a never-ending pile of medical bills. You can use the Medicare Extended Safety Net and register your family. Once your out-of-pocket expenses hit the yearly threshold, Medicare covers 80% of the gap for the rest of the year. For 2025, the thresholds are families, $2,615.50, and for concession, $834.50. But here's the trick. Your family has to be registered with Services Australia for your expenses to count together. And most people forget this step and lose hundreds. The second thing is ask for a written quote before you book. Specialists must provide one if requested. It's your right and a powerful way to avoid bill shock. And the third thing is check if they bulk bill or offer payment plans, especially for follow-up appointments. It never hurts to ask. And then you can compare fees. The government's medical cost finder is still improving, but even now, it's still a good starting point. 5, ask your GP for cost-conscious referrals. GPs, they know the landscape better than anyone. 6, use public outpatient clinics. Longer waits, yes, but for non-urgent issues, it can save a small fortune. Coming up, the one thing most people almost always get wrong when using private healthcare insurance. Private health insurance does not cover out-of-hospital specialist fees. It only covers in-hospital services. And that's why these rising consultation fees hit everyone, insured or not. So what can you do right now? Double check that you're registered for the Medicare Safety Net. Ask your specialist for upfront quotes. Compare fees and talk openly with your GP about cost-friendly options. Now don't get me wrong, Australia's healthcare system is good, but it works best when you know the shortcuts. And I'd love to hear from you. Have you found big differences in specialist fees? Have you had a bill shock or found a great cost-saving tip? Share it in the comments. Your experience could help someone else. Well, thanks for sharing a few minutes with me here today and living life in the Lockyer, life after 60, and watch you through to the end. I really appreciate that. And if this video helped or if you got some value, give me a like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and don't forget to tap that bell. That way you'll get notified when my next video comes out. I'm Robbie. I'm living life in the Lockyer, life after 60. And as always, stay informed, stay empowered, be kind, and take care. And I'll see you in the next one.